Have you ever felt torn between savoring the destination you're visiting, but at the same time feeling stressed about content? I get it. Welcome back to another episode of The Travel Creator. I'm Laura. I'm a content developer for travel influencers, and I make their lives so much freaking easier because I let you let go of content productivity guilt and help you trade your content time for travel time. In today's episode, we're going to be chatting about how the heck you can actually enjoy your travels without feeling the content creation guilt monster is following along. Let's get into it. I am so excited to share with you some of my best tips so you can actually get out there and enjoy the destination you've spent time traveling to without feeling like you have to capture every single piece of content or every single great photo op while you're there. I honestly think some of the beauty of travel is just being able to experience that moment, right? Because you're never going to be there in that exact same time again with that same weather and the same people and the whole bit. That's what makes it so special. And I want to acknowledge that you are a creator and will have the tendencies to snap the photo, but also that you are a human who gets one precious little life on this earth to look at this beautiful thing with your eyeballs. And that is a constant battle. But I'm going to be sharing with you my tips to make this a little bit easier. The first piece of advice is a little bit of tough love. And it's that you're going to have to get over feeling like you don't have enough good content. Trust me, you do. You do. And if no one has told you recently, you're doing a good job. Your community doesn't care if you visited the place you're sharing about 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago, or even 3 months ago. They just care that you're sharing and making time to show up for them and interact with them. That's one of the most important parts of social media. We can't forget that it is social. I have an entire podcast episode about community building and why it's so damn important and why people are sleeping on it. That will help you realize it's time to prioritize the people in your community now because they're the folks who are going to help you build a bigger and badder one. It sounds a little cliche, but I like to remind creators that, as I said, you'll never be in the same place at the same time. And you need to freaking embrace it. There's this quote about having one precious life. And I'm sure looking back, you won't want to remember all the times you were on your phone while you're looking at this beautiful, incredible mountain or this amazing sea or like this gelato shop. You know, you want to look at it and you want to smell it and you want to see it. And you don't want to just remember looking through your camera lens. I hate when I'm at a concert. I don't hate, I just feel sad when I'm at a concert and somebody is like filming something and they're just looking through their camera lens and they're not looking with their eye. And it's like, dude, you just spent all this money and now you're experiencing this concert through your phone. That's so freaking lame. Did you even go? Like, you should have just looked up videos on YouTube. That's what you should have done. You can think of that sentiment the next time you're tempted to not look with your eyes. But the reality is you're a creative and you will get the urge to, well, create. But I encourage you to set time boundaries to do so. So maybe you're going on an awesome hike and you know the view at the end is worth $1 million. But what if you don't take any photos or videos until you get to the end? And on the way down, you stop at all the cool places and viewpoints and snap the pics. But on the way up, you're just focusing on walking. Oh, fucking, there was the fly. It was on my head. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did it. Oh my God, I did it. Shit you not. I shit you not. That fly has been in here for 11 hours. Oh my God. Wow, I can't wait to tell Matt. It's like a little trophy. I'm going to leave it on the sill. Oh, I just saw a fucking move. This thing's like a cat. I swear to God. I cannot believe I did that. Shit. All right, I'm keeping that shit as a trophy. Fuck yeah. This also lets you scrub your brain a bit. And if you haven't heard of the 3-day effect, go Google it. It's incredibly interesting and something I'm sure we've all experienced, but didn't realize we were experiencing. And whenever you come back from being out in the woods or whatever, and you've experienced the 3-day effect, and then you get incredibly overwhelmed to even like look at your phone, that is because our brains are not developed to keep up with the speed at which we live life today. We're still caveman up there. And our world is so much faster than what our little brains can keep up with. So don't even feel bad if you feel like it's hard to get back into work and things like that. I do have a podcast episode about, is it possible to take time off as a travel creator? And that has more insight like that there. Highly recommend. Have you ever noticed the little digital expectations that are put on travel creators to show up online? Well, I would like to have a word with whatever marketer decided that was good advice. It is insane. And if you're new here, welcome to the side of the internet where we break the rules because they were stupid to begin with. So, speaking of being new here, if you didn't know, I'm launching a DIY content repurposing course where you can quite literally steal all of my secrets to finally understand what your audience actually wants to see from you, repurpose your content, and just feel overall like you can get a dang drink at the beach when you're on your little trip and not snap all the pics. So it's coming out soon. I'm so freaking excited to bring it to you, and if you want to get in on the course at a price that's going to be a no-brainer, I'd sign up with the link available for you in the show notes. That way you can get all of the course info when it's live. When you're on your trip, it can feel like you're constantly behind on content when you come back. Like, you kind of feel guilty for having a day out because you know there's just work sitting for you in your inbox or on your camera roll. But just a reminder, your creator to-do list will never end. It won't. You could always be researching, creating, rewriting a million different things constantly, all the time. But once you realize that it will never end, it kind of will set you free, and we should just focus on what we can control here. Focus on that 20% that is going to actually create 80% of the outcomes for you. If you focus on your goals and what's important to you, it will be a lot easier to let go of some of the pressure that exists around feeling like you have to show up all the time or get any sort of comparinitis. Especially if you have evergreen content on your feed, you're freaking golden. So rewind this a little bit. If you want to rehear the piece of advice that you don't have to post about your latest trip all the time, it's okay to have one private experience. It's okay to have one original thought. No one will miss that post, I promise. I promise. You have probably noticed that some of your best content ideas come to you when you're not at your computer. And they come to you in the shower or on a hike or when your hands are busy and your mind is quiet. So use your next adventure as time to get creative while looking at a dang tree or something. So feel that sun on your face, grab a pen, grab some paper, and just think. We do not give ourselves enough time to just think. There's nothing that has been made worse by a walk. So get out there without your headphones or your phone, a pen and paper, and just go for a stroll, and I promise things will start coming and flowing to you, whether you like it or not. My last piece of advice, which is also quite freeing, is somewhat twofold, and I can never give this piece of advice without thinking about this little story that I'll share with you. But my high school academics were subpar, to say the least, okay? And I somehow got into an incredible college that was actually so freaking hard, and some of the best times, of course. My first semester, coming from this high school experience, I thought it was so hard. It was actually like I was up until 2:30 in the morning all of the time because I just didn't know how to manage all of these new to-dos and all these new responsibilities and all of these things. And I was also playing tennis at the time, so essentially it was like 2 full-time jobs, being a student and playing tennis. And, your practices, it's like 4 hours out of your day, every single day. So I scheduled a meeting with someone in my university's academic planning department, and I went in there crying, because as you do, and I was just so caught up in like, look at my schedule, I can't make it work, there's no way, this is crazy. And I was just in way over my head. And this woman said to me, do what you can with the time that you have. And to this day, I think about that whenever I'm finding myself slipping into overwhelm. So I'm offering it to you. I hope these tips were helpful for you. It's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself. And in case no one has told you today, you are good at what you do. So get out there and do what you can with the time that you have. If that quote or any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you on Instagram at Travel Content Writing. I love when people tell me that they listened on Instagram. That it really does make my day. I tell everybody who sends me a message, it makes my day. And I'm not saying it to be like some annoying cliche person. I really believe it. Happy creating. You can freaking do this. I'll see you next week.